Amy from Vintage Swank, and today we're going to talk about some insider tips for buying vintage clothing. The main thing to keep in mind when buying your vintage clothing is to know your size. Standardized sizing didn't come into effect until rationing during World War II, and with the prevalence of handmade clothing, it's really important to know what your sizes are and carry a tape measure with you. You don't even need a dressing room if you know your measurements. With most women's clothing, it's important to know what the waist size is, as that's going to typically be the smallest part on your body and the smallest part on the dress. With men's clothing, knowing your neck size and your chest size, you should be able to figure out if any garment will fit you. One tip for buying vintage shoes is to know that your foot is actually the same size as your arm, from your wrist to your elbow, so you can get a general idea if a shoe will fit you by holding it up to your arm. To actually know your true shoe size is to measure your foot from your longest toe to the back of your heel. With that measurement, you can measure any shoe from the inside to the heel and know if that shoe will fit exactly. The way to tell if vintage stockings will fit is to put the toe of the stocking in your fist, wrap the stocking around your hand, and if the heel comes back and meets at your hand, you know it'll fit. When shopping for vintage pants, if you don't have a tape measure handy and there is no dressing room, a good tip to tell if they're going to fit is take the pants, wrap them around your neck, and if they meet, you know they'll fit. Also, check the seaming as well as the cuff to tell if an item can be let out to fit you better. The way to measure for a men's hat size is take your tape measure, measure 3/4 of an inch above your ears, which is about the width of one finger. Then take that measurement into a conversion chart to get your size. Women's hat sizes are actually based on circumference, meaning this person would wear a 22. A tip for helping date a garment is always look at your labels. Union labels are a great way to tell when a piece was made. Union labels were for unions in the United States of America, and any garment made by a union will have a tag. Since most garments today are made overseas, this is a good way to help date an item as 1970s or earlier. The best way to date a men's suit is to flip inside and look inside the pocket. Most suits have the date printed inside.